I see that there are a lot of people in the chat already. So just please let me know if audio and video is fine, so we can start straight away playing some games. As you know, I'll be trying to commentate, so we can try to learn some chess as well, to have some fun time. So yes, I think we are ready. Just please let me know that you can hear me and everything, so we are ready to start. Yeah, looks like internet is working. Yeah, sure. So looks like it's fine. So let's kick it off. And for example, I'll take Lizard, one player from, let's see, where is he from? From Uganda. Okay, so I'll play e4. Just trying to play a bit aggressive here. Let's see what he replies. Yes. So I think like Van Veli is finishing, or he finished already. So anyway, we'll try to have some fun. So looks like he's not here. So we should abort the game. Sorry. There are a lot of people waiting to play. So for example, Carl Nearing from the States. I prefer 3 minutes games, so we can play more people. But okay, 5 minutes is okay. So this session will last for 90 minutes or something like this. So okay, he's there, so he plays e4. Let's try to play the French defense. Now normally, okay, knight f3, d5, d4 was the main move, d5, and now e5 is the move that normally people tries here, but okay, it takes d5. We are in the exchange variation of the French, and I like bishop d6 here, so I can try to play bishop g4, knight ge7, knight bc6, and then maybe play a long castle, but he goes bishop b5. Okay, this gives me a tempo, but at the same time now I cannot develop my knight via c6, but it's fine. So let's play, for example, bishop g4, just trying to annoy a little bit. This bishop on a4, maybe it's a bit misplaced, because as you know, it's basically doing nothing here, so this is not attacking this pawn chain, right? So let's just play bishop h5, and now I'm gonna play knight e7 or knight f6, knight d7, knight f6, knight f5, short castle, and try to develop my pieces. As I tell you, this bishop here is a bit misplaced, right, on a4, so let's see what he tries to do. Maybe he tries to exchange this bishop by playing c3 and bishop c2, but anyway, this is part of the plan, basically, for black, just to trying to exchange this light square bishop. And here, this position is actually quite interesting. I'm gonna try to exploit the weaknesses that he has created on the king side by pushing that fast all the pawns here on the king side. So if he goes g5 here, then I will have this f5 extra square for my beautiful Corcel that can jump to f5 via e7, right? And he goes knight e5. Okay, that's interesting move. But anyway, I overestimate this knight e5. But anyway, it's not that bad, right? So let's just take here. And I always have some troubles in the warming up. So let's try not to lose this game. Knight e7, and next move is gonna be knight d7, putting some pressure on the e5 pawn. He goes knight d2, and maybe now it's a good time to take on g4, because he has to take with the queen, and this is always good news because the pawn structure is actually pretty ruined. And next move can be knight d7 or even queen d7. I think this endgame cannot be bad, right? The other idea is to play knight d7, then f4. We can play knight f5, for example, or maybe knight f5 straight away. Knight f5 straight away looks actually quite interesting. So he's got to go to f4 to g5. I cannot read you in the chat, guys, so just let me know that you are there, so I'm not doing stupid things. Oh, look at this! This is so beautiful. Knight takes c3, or even rook h4 straight away, right? Rook h4, and then the a4 bishop is hanging, and we are just gonna collect it. We are just gonna collect this guy here. So give me that, and rook h4, just winning the a4 bishop, and we should be winning this game soon. This was pretty nice, and I will take care as well of the YouTube people. I always try to invite you to follow us in our website, which is great. I have to tell you that it's great. So just come here and follow Our sessions, Jan Gustafsson plays here, Peter's Builder 7 times, Russian champion, and many more grandmasters who are coming to play in our site to entertain the people. A3, and now just for example knight d7, putting pressure on the e5 pawn. This is gonna be mine in the next move probably. Rook hf1, and yes, let's just try to take it. The next move is gonna be queen e7 for example, so we can go long castle in the next move, right? And once we have put our king in a safe position, this is completely winning, right? So rook f3, and this is even giving us more material. After bishop h5, we're gonna collect another exchange, and I'm so happy, guys. This is Santiago de Chile. It's 25 degrees. I was in Sweden before I came here. There was like 1 meter layer of snow. That was really terrible, man. Sweden for a Spanish guy is just completely, it's extremely difficult. Yes, let's just play queen e7, defending Facundo, so we have no troubles here. And then the next move is gonna be short castle, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, this is very nice, Patrial. This is very nice. So, for example, let's play rook e4. Rook e4 is okay because after queen h8. Queen f8, just stopping the check, and then we're gonna go long castle in the next move. Of course, I have to defend here by playing queen f8 since we cannot go king d7 since the rook on a8 is hanging. And yeah, so I love extermination of pieces when we are winning material. So king f8 now, just bring the other rook to the center, rook e8 now, followed by rook e6, and trying to activate this. This is completely winning, of course, but we still have to commentate this. Thanks for the game, Carl. Thanks for the game. Where you actually played interestingly in the opening. So let's play, for example, against Apollon Dragon, German player. I've been living in Germany for 3.5 years. Life is too short to learn that language, man. It's so hard to learn. So, but it's good that I mean, at least I could try to survive with my shitty German. But all the people there speak English, so you become more lazy. So if you know that everybody can understand you in English, you just become lazy and then don't talk too much in German. That's a huge mistake, but anyway. Alright, so let's play here d5. It's the move that nowadays the elite players play. e3 and now c5. D takes c5 is already a mistake. Once it happened to me in a game, my opponent played d takes c5. It's actually an inaccuracy because you can play knight e4, and then after bishop f4, knight c6, you're gonna continue with f6 and e5, then collecting the c5 pawn, and it's actually quite nice for black. c4. I actually don't remember this line after c4. This actually appeals to me like a strange move here, but okay, let's just take on d4 for example. After queen takes e4, knight c6 wins the tempo. So, and after e takes d4, we are already in an isolated pawn position, where I actually have no clue what's going on here. So let's just play knight c6, putting pressure on the d5 pawn. And can you commentate one game in German? My German is too bad. Yeah, I actually commentated in some top tournament with Ilya and Fiona. I was there for 5 minutes. I almost died trying to speak German. So it's extremely hard, this German. So e5, let's just strike in the center. And now we got a nice center here. So just take a look now. c5 is actually extremely weak. So in the next move, bishop takes c5 is coming. Because knight c3, we keep reinforcing our center. I don't want to go d4 and give him some squares, but instead I want to go bishop e6, followed by bishop c5, putting pressure on the Facundo pawn. Yeah, for example, even short castle is quite safe for black here, right? So I don't see a way to defend the c5 pawn. And he didn't do it, he just played bishop b5, so bishop c5 is also, of course, a natural move. Now, I can't even think on going e4 here, right? This looks completely okay because he cannot jump to d4, he cannot go to g5, he can go to e5. That's true. But okay, we got here different interesting options. For example, even the calm and humble queen d6 should be okay, right? Or queen b6 as well. But also, for example, bishop takes f2 followed by queen f6. This looks more than okay. So I'm just gonna do this. Sorry. Yeah, let's do this. Boop! Bishop takes f2. Give me that, baby. Who's your daddy? Pepe is your daddy. So yeah, and now queen f6. So the next move, he has to go knight f3. So that way he gets one pawn back. If he goes king e1 or king g1, just queen takes e5, it's actually extremely great for black. So knight f3, and then he takes f3, or even short castle, because this knight is pinned. He goes king g1, and now queen takes e5. Of course, black is simply much better here. 2 pawns, a beautiful center. Our king is even safer than his king. So, and I'm here in the same house with David Martinez, Divis. What's up, Divis? Everything fine?
Hi,
Yeah.
how are you guys?
You are gonna bring me some
Divis.
food for later? Or
Yes, I'm the cooker.
Divis is the cook, and we got
cook.
here Damaris. Cook, I think it's cook.
Ah,
Cook is cocinero, and Damaris is the #1 of Chile. So Damaris should be around here. I also want Damaris to speak
What
some
the hell
English.
with this position?
Yeah, this skin is completely busted.
Is it chess or
It
are you
looks
playing
like
a-
checkers. It's chess.
Checkers.
Yeah. So yeah, he can take Carlitos, but yeah, d4 for example. Oh, he doesn't even take Carlitos, so I'm happy. I'm just gonna defend it by playing c5,
Okay,
and now d4.
2 pawn up.
It's 2 pawns up. No, yeah, it's two pawns up. Yeah, so yeah, that's good. That's good. Life is good with when we have 2 pawns up, and queen d1. People are saying hello, so let's just play queen d4. I love exchanging pieces when material up. This is the only thing I can do in chess.
Yes.
Right?
Queens.
Queens off the board, and I'm happy.
And I start to play.
Yeah, and start playing. So d3, and now rook b8. I want to go to the 7th rank here. Yeah, rook b8 looks good. Damaris, you want to say something in English? You want to come here?
No.
Are you sure?
I think so.
People want to see you, Damaris. Come here. Just say hello. a6. And knight d4, boom! So this is Damaris. She is the #1 of Chile. She's played in the Olympiads 4 times or 3 times?
times.
4 times already? I didn't even play once. So, all right. So see you guys later.
Okay.
And
Bye.
bye. Divis,
Bye, thank you.
be good. And okay, I would love to take on g2. Why not, right? So if he goes rook g1, I can just exchange and then play king h8. And that's not a problem. So my king is safe. King h8. And yeah, so this is like, I don't know, like 10 more pawns. So we should be happy with this position, right? And okay, so knight c6. He keeps playing, and the thing is, I got 20 seconds, so I should be fast. I'm gonna give some fresh air to my king. Just play a6, a5, rook c8, for example, and rook c2. Just trying to give some checks. I'm pretty slow, I have to say this. I'm gonna play d2 in the next move, and for example e3 followed by rook e1, and he's gonna have to resign. Thanks for the game, Apollo Dragon. So Heiki is saying, I watched one of your shows before my exam to calm down. I love your shows. I don't know if it's a good idea to watch my shows in order to calm down, maybe before going party, but okay, let's play Goraroch. So Boraroch, let's just try to play different openings so you guys can learn different types of structures, right? I used to, I mean, when people ask, I always reply the same thing. So I know it's good to play always the same opening because you feel more comfortable, right? But sometimes it's also good to force you to leave the comfort zone, right? Because this way you will learn different structures, different openings, and this is the way to learn and improve, right? So this is the Catalan. I recorded the series on Chess24. If you want to take a look, there are different alternatives here. Bishop b4, it's pretty interesting. After bishop d2, bishop e7, or bishop d6, bishop e7, c6 as well. And maybe he wants to go in the old-fashioned way by playing knight bd7, bishop e7, short castle. White's idea, if black doesn't take on c4, is just to go short castle, queen c2, knight bd2, and e4, and strike in the center. So let's just go short castle here, and maybe knight e5 in order to recapture this guy here. Okay, he goes b5, he goes b5, and now this is the standard reaction against this c6, b5, and c4 structure. And let's just play knight e5, for example. So now we are threatening to go a takes b5, since the bishop on b7 is not it's not defended, right? You you want to hear some reggaeton? No. Let's just go knight c3 here, aiming to go for some boops. Like, for example, there's a threat now, a takes b5, a takes e5, rook takes a8, bishop takes a8, boom, knight takes b5. That's for me. So he should do something about this, and maybe knight d5 is a good option here. But maybe we can start looking for the weaknesses that black has in his position. For example, we can go knight c. Okay, I think that's interesting. Because, well, I'm not sure. A takes b5, he wants to take with the c pawn. But I think we can take there. No, knight takes b5. No, that's not possible actually, because after bishop takes e2, king takes e2, queen b7 check. And we are busted, right? So I'm gonna sacrifice a pawn by playing b3. This is another standard reaction in these types of positions, since, okay, now we gave up trying to recapture this c pawn or something, but we have gained a lot of open files, the b file, the c file. So for example, even bishop a3 is interesting, just to avoid to exchange this dark square bishops, because if we manage to do this, you see that, for example, c5 is extremely weak. Later, is some knight lander could be really good for us. So knight b7, and I'm gonna try to play this knight bishop a3. So after knight takes e5, d takes e5, knight d5, bishop f8, then d6 is gonna be extremely weak, and then we're gonna try to jump with my beautiful knight to d6. And maybe that's even more even worse, because now after queen a3 it's not gonna be able to go short castle here in this position, and my plan is very simple. I just want to go rook fc1, rook av1, right, and just try to live life here. D takes e5, and where are you going, my friend? Now after knight e4 you're gonna have a lot of troubles. And this is not Christmas today. I'm not gonna give you a draw, so I'm just gonna go and try to hunt you in the next few moves. Because after knight e4, actually the position looks extremely. He's got an idea. He wants to go b4, but anyway, I think this knight in d6 is gonna be a killer, right? Even b4, knight d6 check, and then remove the queen and play this position with the kings, with his king on the center. This is gonna be. This is gonna be extremely easy for white, right? And just guys, try to pay attention, because in a few minutes I'm gonna ask some questions. So the first one, the first one replying will win a one month premium membership. So just guys, try to answer this question accurately, and then you will win this one month premium membership. Sorry. Okay, let's just go knight d6 check, and I would love to do a banter match against another title player, and this is of course a really nice idea, and this is something that I have in mind. I would love to do this, for example, against Niklas. The other day we played the match in the Spanish community, in the Spanish channel. So if you type on YouTube chess24 in español, in Spanish, you can see a match that I played against Jan in a real board. So we also think playing in a real board is extremely funny. So we hope to do that as well in English. So rook f1, and where is that king going, man? He has no squares. Maybe he's got to go knight d7. That's even not possible, because knight takes f7 just wins on the spot. So the king cannot go to e7. There's knight b5, baboom, and but Heikki, just remember this match on the real board, there are not even comments, just few comments, so you can try to follow this match on the board. And I promised 20 years memberships few weeks ago. I cannot remember that, man. Okay, so I think now there's gonna be a nice discover check. I don't see any way for black to stop this, or queen d7, just knight f7, king e7, knight takes b5. So he's completely busted, and I love this. I love this game. Queen e7, he's gonna resign. Yeah. Thanks for the game, Goraroch. And for example, let's accept stronger player. For example, Craig Evans, that he was writing in the chat. I think, yeah, this is the 20 premium membership, and I'm gonna do something, guys, today. So the one who beats me in a game, I'm gonna give him the possibility. I'm gonna give me the possibility of taking revenge. And if you make a draw against me in that game again, and I'm gonna give you 3 months of premium membership, and if you beat me in the second game, I'm gonna give you 6 months of premium memberships. Okay, so let's play d4 here. Just he plays the Lambiat Gambit, and for example knight c4 here, followed by knight c3. This knight can land on e3 later, aiming to look for the d5 square. And yeah, I actually don't remember anything about this line. I never do. What about knight d5 here? I actually have no clue what's going on. But knight d5 should be kind of interesting. Maybe he wants to go queen f7 here. But anyway, we keep playing and see what happens. Queen f7 was played. And here, what should we play? For example, knight e3. I'm actually doing some things strange. For sure, this is not the theory. Well, at least I don't remember. And yeah, I should try to develop, maybe even play f3 later and open the f file for my pieces. So yeah, let's just play bishop e2 here and go short castle. He goes h5. Wow, this guy wants to kick my ass. So for example, yeah, I actually like his position. I need to be. Let's play f3. Well, I'm not so sure. I need to be frank. But after e takes f3, bishop takes f3, then I'll try to go short castle. Maybe he's losing so many tempi with this h5. Maybe this is not the best move, but he wants to develop the bishop and then go long castle here. So I'm not quite sure what should I do. But let's just go short castle here. Just putting the rook, looking with x rays to the black king, right? And yes, for example, there are some interesting moves. Even bishop d5 could be interesting here, or d5 as well, or I don't know, just continue development with bishop d2. This Craig Evans wants to kick my ass by playing the Lambiat Gambit. People here, I don't know, guys. You want to beat me with the worst opening in the wall and then embarrass me in front of everybody? This is not fair, man. Just try to play solid and then maybe beat me on time. But no, if you beat me with the Lambiat Gambit, all my reputation will be gone. So I want to go b4 here. I want to go b4 and then see he's got balls to go long castle there. So, or even d5 looks good. But yeah, let's just go or bishop d5. Bishop d5 looks. Let's just go on attack. b4. If knight takes b4, rook b1, then we'll manage to enter on the b7 square. If it goes long castle, now b5, and then opening all these lines. Whoa, he goes and play g5. Wow, this is getting extremely interesting. b5, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. So now knight e7. And he wants to go g4, right? And after bishop takes e7, yeah, we can take this guy here and just maybe playing queen f3. Queen f3 has a double purpose, so it defends on b7 and also attacks the f6 knight, right? So let's see if this is the correct move. I'm not quite sure. I'm actually pretty scared in this position, but we should be better, right? So his king is even in a more dangerous position than our king. So just queen f3, just forcing, I think it's forcing bishop g7. And after bishop g7, I was planning to go bishop c6. Okay, this is of course possible as well. Let's just take here and take on f6, if bishop g7. And yeah, I got to say that I don't like my position that much. So I'm gonna play a4. If he goes bishop g7, rook f4, knight g6, we got rook e4 still, so that's not a huge problem. So I'm just gonna try to collect all the pawns here and protect them. So rook f4. If I manage to continue development, let's say c3, bishop d2, rook e1, then I'll be more than happy. But still, there is he's got the bishop here. So let's just take on f8 and then play c3. And this should be okay for white, right? So he's got to take with the king, and now I'm just gonna play c3, defending d4, and he should try to break, let's say, by playing a6, but I think I can just take. If he goes c6, the d6 pawn is hanging, so no problems at all. So let's just continue development. Bishop d2, rook e1 is coming, attacking the undefended pieces and the e-file. So I think we got a nice position here, but still, of course, in chess, this is far from being decided, right? So rook e1 here, and maybe even this knight can come to a5, looking for the c6 square. So yeah, for example, knight a5, right? Yeah, knight a5 looks good. So we are jumping to c6, and then a7 is actually an important weakness as well. So yeah, if it goes knight takes e3, I can just take with the bishop, for example. So this is not gonna be a huge problem. And see a lot of people in YouTube. Where are you guys? Guys, let's just try to say hello to some of them. For example, who's there? Imanol, Enroco. Just come to our site and try to enjoy by playing in our community. So knight b6, of course. Now we're gonna jump to c6, attacking the a7 pawn. He goes rook e8. Let's just keep pushing. a5, 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 a5. So he's got to go to d7. Then the a7 pawn is extremely tasty, right? And then we go back to c6. We play a6, and then just try to make a queen. Okay, he goes knight c8, which is interesting, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for him. Let's just try to... Okay, I'm gonna play g3. So one of my ideas is just to regroup this knight by playing knight g2 and knight f4, for example, aiming to attack the weaknesses. For example, this weakness on h5, right? That looks pretty tasty as well. And of course, any exchange of pieces should favor us, since we're on top. We're 1 pawn up, so this should be okay. And Heriberto is saying he's trying to learn some English. He's user from English or chess, I don't know, but maybe, yeah, a lot of Spanish people are as well trying to follow this show. So my idea is just to go knight g2 followed by knight f4, as I told you. Let's see what he does. This knight is tied to the defense of the a7 pawn, so it's tough for him. Well, I was thinking that if it's my turn now, well, bishop h6, let's just then go, or even bishop c4. Even bishop c4 is interesting, but they just play calm by playing knight f1 after bishop takes, knight takes. So I think he's gonna go back. Well, he took on d2, and we control the c1 square, which is pretty important, since if one bishop lands there, it's gonna be tough for us. But okay, let's just play d5 here, for example. Yeah, let's play d5. We force him to go back, and then we just take this rook and see if we can beat him in this endgame. So, well, how to win this endgame, right? So, one thing that we should do all the time is to, well, let's play c4. Or let's bring the king, right? The king is the most important piece in the endgame, so we should bring him. Bishop takes c6, and I was wondering if I could take with this pawn. So after this knight comes to e7, then he's playing quite interesting. Let's just play. Wow, he wants to go to d5. Yes, this is becoming interesting. Let's just play king d3. 44 seconds. I should play faster. Wow, he plays knight d6. What's going on here, guys? I think I made a mistake. So let's just play a6. If they can c4, we can just take here. So knight's his turn. It's not easy to make a move here in this position now. So he's got to go back maybe with the king to e6. Just 42 seconds. And we got, we managed to exchange all the pieces here. And then king d4. And I'm not so sure if I can even beat this, win this endgame. So let's just try to do it. So let's play king d5. I think we are winning. Now b6 is just a boom. Thanks for the game. He almost managed to make a draw against me. So congrats for the nice game that you played. And let's keep playing against stronger opponents. We've got a nice guitar here. So we got a nice guitar here in Chile. So let's just play. Let's just try to be cool, you know, while playing chess. So and g3. So this is the King's Indian. Let's just gonna play the King's Indian against he plays the fianchetto, and short castle d3. Let's just play e5, trying to save one tempo, right? La la la. And I'm gonna play a5, so he goes a3. At least we managed to open the a file once he has played b4, right? Yes, my idea was just to save this tempo with d6, so now we can go d5 straight away, right? And I know only one song by playing the guitar. This is a song that was played in one prison, in Alcatraz prison near to San Francisco in this island. This prisoner who was in love with one girl, but he went and acted as a burglar, and he stole 2 TVs, and then he got 2 months in prison. So then he composed this song on the jail, and the song is like this. And after 2 months, the guy managed to escape from prison, and then he was able to meet again his love. Maria was her name. Okay, 8 takes before, and let's keep playing. I actually played one of these games, this type of position in a tournament in Roquetas de Mar. So Latvian Gambit. Knight a4. I want to go e4 here. I think I actually can do. I'm not so sure because after e4, d takes e4, knight takes e4, and now I want to jump to c3. But he can take on d4 actually. So e4, d takes e4, knight takes e4, knight takes d4. But then I can take on f2, right? So I'm just gonna play e4 and see what happens. Let's go for this. e4, boom. And if you go this d takes e4, knight takes e4, I'm a bit concerned about this b6 square that actually it's quite weak, and in all these lines where we exchange queens, this b6 could be weak, and he can jump to b6 with the knight, right? So all right, so yeah. Yes, e4, he's got to take, I guess, because if it goes knight d2, then e3 is coming, and then after f takes f3, moves like knight g4 are also interesting. So he goes knight g5, and now I'm gonna just play e3. So Pepe, give me the address of your dealer. No, that's a secret, man. That's only for me. So let's just knight g4 is actually quite interesting. What do you guys think? So knight g4, no, the f7 is hanging. What am I talking about? So let's just collect this guy here on e3. And yes, so bishop b2 could be interesting here in this position. But we can continue development. Let's say knight bd7, controlling all these jumps. And also h6. But I think he's got a nice position. Or even bishop g4, trying to be tricky. So I want to go bishop takes e2 and then followed by rook, by rook takes a4. So yes, let's try to do this. Anyway, it's a bit dangerous, all this position, because it's got too many active pieces. Yeah, but my threat is to go, well, I didn't see this coming. So h6, what's going on here? h6 is got to go to e4. And now we can take on e4, for example, e4, and then he takes on g7. We can play some intermediate move, for example, knight f2, right? But after knight e4, knight takes, bishop takes b2, rook takes b2. He goes knight f3, which is pretty, I would say, a bit stranger. So now we can just play b6, forcing this knight to go back. And my next move is gonna just to continue with normal development. Whoa, this guy got 2600, so we should pay a lot of attention here. We don't want to get our ass kicked. Yeah, knight bd7, for example, and knight d4. Well, I overlooked completely this move, but now I'm gonna sacrifice the exchange by playing c5. He takes on a8, then queen takes a8, and then we got a lot of compensation here. There are moves like bishop a3, and bishop takes a8, queen takes a8, the knight jumps to b5, for example. Maybe it's winning for white, I don't know. But all these kind of sacrifices are to my taste, since I love these bishops, right? So for me it would be extremely hard to take on a8. Yeah, I think he played with a nice criteria. He just played knight b5, but let's just keep collecting pawns. Well, Now I made a huge mistake since he can take actually on a8 now because there is knight takes c7, knight c7 on the next move. So I'm just playing like a patzer now, completely like a patzer. But wow, I blundered like crazy in this position. I blundered like crazy, man. Queen b7. Okay, let's just try to save the game. So still some compensation, but nothing, of course. We're just gonna lose this game. Okay, let's just try to play h5 and h4, just aiming to create some sort of mess here in this position. But Warrior, he's playing a nice game. Knight d4, he brings more pieces to the with the king. So let's just play bishop h3, just aiming to disturb a little bit this rook. So if he goes rook f3, we got knight e5 here. So still some compensation. Double exchange sacrifice for nothing basically, but still some possibilities for us here. So knight g4, knight e5, where's this rook going? Where are you going? He decides to give me one exchange back, so we should take it, I guess. Let's take on f1, and for example, let's play knight g4 here. Knight g4, knight g4, knight g4. Now this knight is pinned. He cannot move the knight, but he can take just on b4, for example. But for example, I'm just gonna play knight c5. I'm completely busted in this position. What about the h5, aiming to go h4? I'm just losing this game, Damaris. What can I do? Yes, I'm losing. But, oh, I saw a nice idea related by going knight f2 and then queen a8, but he stops this and then he plays knight f3. So I'm just so busted here in this position.
Where are your rooks?
I don't know. I'm just my rook is he just disappeared. So okay, let's just play knight f2. He takes on g7, king takes f7, and yeah. Still some possibilities here. I got a nice knight on f2. I'm just gonna bring my other knight to g4, for example, and he goes. Yes, that was pretty annoying. So I'm just gonna play queen f3, knight d3, but then he's got rook f1, knight d3. Boom, boom! Give me that! But he can take jack on. He can just take on b6, and basically that's I'm losing there. So I'm just losing there. Yes, I'm losing this.
Queen.
I can't. No, I can't resign. Basically, I can't resign. If he takes on b6, then after queen b6, rook b6, I can still play something. But yes. Rook b6. Wow. So what's going on here? So queen a8 or queen e4? Queen e4. Oh, whoa.
Yes,
No. I got to take here.
Yeah.
I got to take here. No. I got to take here. Just gonna lose this game. So yeah, let's play knight e4. Trying to he goes c5, knight a4. Just collecting this pawn back. And
go, Pepe, go.
no, I cannot. I'm not managing to survive in this position.
Very interesting is 92 maybe.
92, but he just stays calm. So I'm just 92. Yeah, 92. Yes, 92, and then we collect the c4 pawn. Yeah, but he can just go c4.
No, then taking this.
Let's just play king e5. Knight takes f7. Give me that. Knight e5 is coming. So stopping rook c6. And now I'm gonna bring my knight to g4 here. And I don't know what's going on. Knight e4 here. Maybe knight c3 in the next move. Just king g7. 14 seconds, 90 seconds. Knight f2. Go. So, check where?
X3.
So just 92. Check.
Come back.
I'm coming back. Just gonna play g5 here. And
taking it too. Come back. And it's 4. Okay, so let's give him the revenge because he's got the opportunity to win 6 months if he beats me, and then if I beat him nothing, if he makes a draw, I'll give him 3 months. So yeah, let's play knight f3, knight f6, and c4. Let's see what he plays, and let's try to beat him now. So c5, I'm gonna play knight c3. So it goes knight c6, then d4. This is gonna be my move.
And of course, he can play in the symmetric style, so he goes g6. Now d4, aiming to go for Maroczy structure, so now e4 is good. And short castle, bishop e2, knight c6, we're in the Maroczy position. So these positions, normally white's got a lot of space. This is what I like, and black normally it's got two plans. One is just to take on d4, playing bishop e6. The other one is just to play knight c6, bishop d7, and then play something like knight takes d4. I'm gonna play a3 here. Now knight takes d4, followed by bishop c6 is normal. I'm just gonna play queen c2, defending the e4 pawn. And now the good move is a5. No, draw is a draw is 3 months. A win is 6 months for warrior. So let's see. And now I'm just gonna play, let's say, rook d1, for example. We got a lot of space here, so which is nice. It goes knight c5, then b4 is good. So maybe he's going a5, and now I'm just gonna play bishop g4. So if he moves the knight to c5, now e5 is actually quite annoying for black, since now we're gonna take on d6, and then we can just play queen d2, queen d4, or even rook d4 followed by rook fd1, putting a lot of pressure on the d6 pawn, right? And this is an interesting way of playing against the Maroczy. Of course, the most natural way of playing is just instead of a3, you could go even knight c2, or you can go queen d2, but this a3 is actually pretty interesting. So yes, e5, and at least we got a nice structure. So he goes and play queen c7, and now just rook d4 looks like pretty natural to me, or even rook d2. I don't know, rook d4, h5, bishop e2, knight e6, maybe could be a little bit annoying. But for example, queen d2 followed by queen d4 is also extremely nice. So king has to go to g8. And yeah, let's just play rook d4. And after h5, we could even think on some sacrifices on black's position. He gives me mate with what was I saying? Okay, let's just cut the bullshit and play and be focused. So knight e6, where there is a lot in stake here. So just for example, rook d2, and maybe he can go knight f4, right? Yeah, this is actually pretty dangerous, I have to say. So let's play f3. I don't know what am I doing. I'm playing like a patzer here. So he can go now queen b6. This is getting extremely hard for white, right? So I'm just gonna play king h2. Yeah, draw is 3 months, and a win is 6 months. So now I better focus, otherwise they're gonna kick me out from chess 24. So yes. Not easy to make a move here. It's not easy to make a move. It's not easy. So what about if I just bishop d1 is interesting or not? Or it's just a shitty move? I wanna kick this knight from here. So g3 maybe is the move. So let's just play g3. Basically, I don't like my position at all, and even less after g3. But anyway, we got, if he takes on e2, we can take with the knight. Okay, he decides not to take there, which is good news for us. And maybe we can continue with rook fd1, but then there's queen f2, so still that's not possible. What about queen d1? What about queen d1 putting some pressure on d6? So he's got to defend that pawn, maybe by queen c5, and still looks pretty good for black. Maybe f4 followed by bishop f3 could be an interesting alternative. But well, I think he's got better position, but still a lot to play. So after queen c5, b3, defending Carlitos. I don't know, man. I don't know. Rook e8, and he decides not to defend that guy. So rook d6, what's going on? Maybe he wants to play knight d4, but then I just take there.
And then I see the b2 pawn is hanging, so I'm just gonna play b3 here. Of course, now rook takes d6 is a threat, so he should defend it. He goes queen e3. Let's just kick this queen back. Go away. Rook d3. Go away. And now queen d2. Wow, he's playing extremely accurate. So maybe f4. Let's just play f4 here, everything is extremely dangerous here because my king is so unsafe that I'm not sure at all. What about the... Okay, the knight on c3 is hanging, right? All the time, so... Oof, so annoying. He's playing so well. So the good thing is he's got a draw, actually. Queen d2, he's offering me a draw. So let's just keep playing. We don't want a draw. We want to play always in chess, so this way is the way we learn. So just rook d4, he takes on f3, rook takes f3, and then knight can jump to c5. Wow, he got the draw. He got the draw. Rook d3, he's got the draw after playing knight c5, and now I got to think if I can take on the c6 with my bishop. Bishop takes c6. Let's keep playing. Let's not give him the draw that easily. Let's just try to play. Let's just try to play. But he's gonna beat me probably. He's gonna beat me probably. B takes c6, rook f3, rook d3, knight c5, and now rook f3. So we are in a lot of troubles here. So after knight c5, rook f3 here, and at least we can keep playing. And at least he's gonna work. He's gonna have to work quite hard in order to get those 3 months. So I'm just gonna play queen d2 now in order to defend all my pieces and then see what happens. Maybe rook f2, rook e2, exchange a pair of rooks, trying to attack the d6 weakness. Still he's thinking. That's good news for us. So maybe just rook e1 or... Yeah, let's just play rook e1. All my pieces are hanging, so I'm extremely scared. So it's gonna play rook d8, and for example, we can play now queen d2. This is so complicated now, guys. Maybe I wanna play rook f2 and then defend in the 7th rank. Queen e7. Wow, this is getting complicated. Just rook f2 now, and queen d4 check is also interesting. Maybe I can go h4. H4. Let's just go h4, giving some more fresh air to my king. Maybe forcing h5. Later, so he goes h5, and now I'm just gonna centralize my queen by playing queen d4. And not so sure what's going on here. Now he can go knight e4. He goes rook e3, penetrating in my position. I actually don't like my position at all. So let's just play king g2. Wow, wow, wow. Rook takes e3 is actually quite interesting because then there is knight e4, but then queen e3 just winning. Wow, 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 wow. I still got rook e2. I still got rook e2 or not? I think I'm losing. He's playing really well, and I think I'm gonna lose this game. Just queen f7, and I got to resign. And I got to resign here today. Queen d8, and yes, I got to resign. Wow, guys. So okay, let's just play something. And queen e1, queen e1. Wow, wow, queen e1, queen e1. Queen e1, surviving. I don't know how, but I'm surviving. Knight e4, rook takes e4. Okay, no, I'm not surviving. Check, but nothing. No, he's gonna beat me. He's going to beat me. Let's just play rook c8. Let's see if he blunders, and then queen e8, checkmate. So knight e4 is not gonna blunder. So, okay, let's just play rook c6. Yeah, queen, check, and let's play, yeah, I'm just losing. So rook takes c3.
What a game!
That's checkmate. Okay, he doesn't give me checkmate, so but it's gonna come soon. So let's just play king h1, and we'll play.
6 months.
He won 6 months, yeah. So well, thanks for the game, warrior. What is he doing?
Nothing. Enjoy his position.
Yeah, I see he's enjoying. Okay,
Wonderful.
we'll see. Well, let's keep playing against another player. Queen d4. Okay, for example, against Aldisto.
Finish 4.
Yeah, we finish at 4? No, at 4:30. 4:30. 40 more minutes. Okay, let's play e4. c5. Knight f3. e6. I'm gonna play this line with g3. It's actually some line I used to play in classic games before. It's pretty interesting. So in order to leave theory, if you don't like so much to enter in so many complicated positions, you can just play calm. So I'm gonna play c3 followed by d4. That's this my idea. And well, f5, which is interesting, and I'm thinking about different possibilities. So of course the d3 is the most natural. So I could even take on f5. That's right. I could even take on f5. Let's just take now, even though I lost the tempo. It looks good to me because after the bishop takes f5, I'm just gonna go d4 here and try to open the position since the king is too open, right? And yeah, c takes d5, c takes d5. Now I got this extra square for my knight here. And for example, I could try to go knight h4 here. I think knight h4 is pretty good because he's not gonna be able to recapture with the g pawn, sorry, because then queen h5 is coming. And if he goes knight e7, knight takes f5, knight takes f5, then bishop takes e4 is gonna come, right? Okay, knight f6, and let's keep developing. For example, even d5 is actually quite interesting. Let's just play d5 and push my pawns here. So next move is gonna be knight c3. I can even try to strike in the center by play f3 at some point, or even bishop g5 should be interesting as well. But anyway, knight c3 followed by bishop g5, putting a lot of pressure on the e4 pawn. Looks okay. It goes knight e7, now knight c3, and as I told you, my next move maybe is gonna be bishop g5 or even rook e1. Rook e1 is even better, right? Rook e1, I think it's even better because this e4 pawn is gonna be hard, extremely hard to defend. So yes, so knight c3. Next move, I don't know. I don't see how it's gonna defend this pawn, but of course my d5 pawn is as well a bit easy to take for him. Let's say short castle, knight takes e4, and now knight e takes d5. I think the position is quite good for white, but still, he's got some compensation. I mean, my knight is a bit misplaced, sorry. I would love to place this knight on e6, obviously, but it's not that easy. So maybe one idea could be just to bring this knight to g2 and f4, or to f3 and g5, and then try to install this beautiful knight on e6. So this way, we would be much better. Of course, there is an immediate threat by playing bishop g5. He parries by playing knight f5. Okay, and not so sure what should I do. Of course, knight f5, rook takes f5. This looks good enough, at least to. But then bishop e3, queen a5. The problem is I played knight g4 or knight g2. Knight g2, yeah, knight g2 looks good because I thought it was better just to exchange a bit of knights, but he cannot jump to d4 since we covered this square with two pieces, and then my next move is gonna be knight f4. So at least looks decent for white, but he's got a lot of compensation here. So let's try to exchange some pieces, for example by playing queen b3. Yeah, so if I manage to queens off the board, then my position will be much better. So let's say after bishop d2, knight f4, this knight on e6. Still not so convinced about my advantage, but anyway, if someone is better, it's definitely, of course, white. He goes knight d4, now aiming to go knight f3, so at least I'm gonna play knight f4 here. So he goes knight f3, just king g2, just kicks this knight back. And yeah, we're gonna finish soon. Sorry, guys. In 30 minutes. So knight f4, and for example here, bishop d2 looks nice. So and then later we can go to c3 with this bishop, or even bishop e3, knight c2, and then rook takes a7. There, yeah, this looks good as well for white. So bishop e3, knight c2, and then I'm gonna collect this guy on a7, knight takes e3. And the problem is I cannot actually take with my rook on e3. I don't know if you guys are following the line, but knight c2, rook takes a7, knight takes a3. I cannot take with my rook back because there's bishop d4. So after knight c2, I'm gonna think about something better. Let's say, for example, even rook c1. Okay, he goes knight f3, and now just king g2 looks good. Knight e5, and then this pawn is so tasty, man. It's got a nice curry sauce. Boccata di cardinale. This is an Italian expression, guys. You should remember. Boccata di cardinale. It means that something is extremely amazing, that you love it, that you're gonna love it. So rook c2, and I'm just gonna take this guy on b7. So more pawns for free. I love pawns for free, man. Love pawns for free. Who doesn't like pawns for free? So after rook takes b2, knight e6, also a nice threat. And I'm going down 2800, man. So this is boop. Rook takes e7, knight e6. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Pepe is your daddy. So for example, yeah, rook f4, rook f4, yeah, rook f4. Maybe I made a mistake. Anyway, the position is completely won. So after king e7, I can even take on g4. This
Pepe,
is.
I want to play 1 minute and you have
Okay,
to
yeah,
comment.
okay, that's
English.
yeah, sure. Okay, let's play knight d4, and now there's a double attack. The rook on c2, and knight c6 is coming. This fork.
Winning.
And winning on the spot since. Okay, so you want to play 2-minute games?
Yes. Challenge Pepe to 1 minute, please.
Yeah. Challenge me to 1 minute, and then Divis is one of the most experts in 1 minute games. He basically just wins sometimes. He's an international master from Spain.
Yeah.
He's a top elite coach. He's the coach of David Anton. So guys, just send us your 1 minute challenges, and we'll have some fun here. And
Or maybe start another game in 3 minutes.
yeah, you can challenge me to 1 minute, and
Yes.
then we got a lot of games here. So Divis, you got a lot of tough opponents here. So
Okay.
So we got Divis here, 70 kg in each leg. And he's going to the ring to do some boxing against some of the users in Chess24 here from Santiago de Chile. And Divis got black pieces d4. He goes knight f6 and c4 e6. Gonna go for the Nimzo India. Knight f3 short castle. He's gonna take on c3 sooner or later. So in order to ruin white's pawn structure, he goes a3. Divis gonna go back to with the bishop on d7. Bishop d2, knight bd7, aiming to strike in the center with c5. Carlitos is coming to the action. B takes e5. He takes e5. So we have a nice center, but still the structure is not so good. Knight b6 protecting the d5 pawn. Now d4 is gonna come. Wow, that's a pass pawn. But Divis got a nice position. Knight bishop on b7. Rook c8. Exchanging some rooks. Knight b6. 44 seconds. 41 seconds. Bishop c8, queen b3, bishop b7. Again, putting this bishop in a nice diagonal. Bishop b4. He's gonna take on e7, but no, Divis doesn't allow it. The queen d5 now, aiming to give some checkmate in the future on g2, but that's not gonna happen. Rook d8. You should give some fresh air to your king by playing h6. Now knight takes e4. You blunder a pawn, man. You blunder a pawn. Queen takes e4. We reach his and rook c8, keeping the pieces on the board. And rook is going to the 8 to the 7th rank. Bishop e6, but knight d2 still holds the position. Rook d1, boom, boom, boom. Rook d4. No, wow. He's gonna beat your ass. Bishop d3. Wow, what such a nice move. But rook d8 is winning. Rook d8 is winning. No, it's not winning, but
What?
What a nice defense. But bishop c2, you were winning a piece maybe. Knight e4, king h7. Now knight e2 is gonna come. That's a piece for free. Knight takes f1. He's got 2 pass pawns here. 40 seconds for Divis. 40 seconds. Knight c4. He's gonna capture one of these pawns on the queen side. Knight takes b2. Knight d3. Rook d2, aiming to take on Facundo pawn. Facundo. Rook takes f2. Rook takes f2. Rook a2. You blundered the piece, man. What are you doing? But he collecting the pawn. 6 seconds. 12 seconds. He's playing extremely fast. Rook a3. You should play even faster. 5 seconds. 9 seconds. You should do something. This is gonna be triple repetition. Take that pawn. Rook g6. Take it. And this is how. Okay, play another one.
Another one?
Yeah, you can play another one. So Divis now. He lost 25 points with my account, man. What is this?
I love it.
And he's playing another strong player, 2500, knight f3. He's going for the fianchetto or fianchetto, whatever.
Go.
And yeah, knight f3. What is he doing? Toby, where are you? Vo.
Vroom.
Vobos do. Zo.
Another
Looks like he's not there, so yes.
Go.
Yes, go for another one.
I have to play faster and you talk faster too.
Yeah.
Okay? Even more. Okay.
Alright, so...
Go.
So Divi's got the white pieces again. Come on, Divis. People
Claps.
are waiting for
Claps.
your applause. So just
Go.
go for pretty aggressive c5. That's a Sicilian knight f3, knight c6. Maybe we got a pelican here. Oh, knight b5, a6, d6. And after knight c3, knight f6, we are in the pelican. But he goes for this line. Kalashnikov c4. And he's sacrificing some pawns here. In return, he's got a lot of pieces on the center. This nice e5 and f5. Div is gonna collect everything on the queen side, and then
give me your pawns.
Give me your pawns, baby. Knight c2. I need to exchange some more pieces. Knight takes c2, queen takes c2, and now f3, stopping e4 in order to stop this bishop from g7 to becoming a monster.
Okay, last one.
Last one, and then I play half an hour of 3-minute games, like more serious chess. And okay, we got here
Diableo.
a nice chicken.
A nice chicken. If I win, I can eat. Matutev.
Okay, you can play against Matutev.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
On.
Bing.
Ping.
D4. So let's see what black plays. D5, knight f3, and e3 playing in aggressive style. DV c5 and c4. Okay, we're gonna reach some sort of isolated pawn structure, probably knight c3, or maybe not. Just winning a tempo queen d8.
Give me your pawn.
That's a pawn for free. But then after queen d1, king d1, e6, it's gonna be hard to defend the c5 pawn. Bishop e2. Sure, a long castle. Still, Bishop doesn't know what to do. Knight b4 was extremely annoying, but then he didn't play. A3 stopping knight b4, a3, kicking all this bishop back, and b4 attacking. Now maybe it's interesting to use the c file with a rook. Bishop b2. Now rook c1, for example. B5 could be a threat, and king b8 actually solves the problem for black. So no problems for black. Knight b5. Divis still thinks that he is gonna win something over there, but nothing's gonna happen. Knight b4. Knight takes d4. Bishop takes d4. We got a nice bishop. Nice. We got a nice bishop. Some knight can jump to e5. Now that's a bishop pair. That's a bishop pair. That's basically nothing in an endgame, but you can be happy. And bishop g4. What is that?
No, I wanted to play.
Are you drunk or what? Bishop f3. Rook c8 and rook c1 is coming, so you're gonna take on d5, king d2, stopping this rook from coming to the action on the 7th rank. Knight f6, rook c1, all these endgames with bishop versus knight are supposed to be better for white, right? Because you have pawns on both flanks. Knight b6, maybe he wants to go to c4 at some point. G takes, that's a pass pawn. That's a pass pawn. Run like a beast. Rook g1, rook g7 is coming. Rook g7 is coming in the 7th rank. He's gonna play knight e5. Don't take that, man. Don't take that, man. Don't take that. Rook g1. Rook g1. And rook g7. Divis what is Divis doing?
No, I don't know.
Rook g8. Take the a6 pawn. The a6 pawn. That's for free. That's really tasty. Rook a6, and now you can try to make a queen on the queen side. Rook e6. Whoa, that's another pawn for free. And knight c4. Rook c6. Knight a3. Rook c5. Rook b5. That's a check, but you have to take it. He beat you on time.
Oh, I can't believe.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I give this guy the account for 1 minute and then I'm 50 points down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. I forgive you. You are my friend.
Okay, so I will choose your
my 3 minutes opponent.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you. I play it really slow this time. Okay, let me win. It's a nick. It's not a percentage.
All right. Okay, so now let's come back to serious chess and formal chess. And so let's play e6, the French again. One of my favorite openings. And now we're in the main line with d5. There are several options here. So one is knight c3, after which we can play bishop b4, the bin-hour variation. Knight f6 enters in the main classic French. a3. Yeah, this line is pretty tricky. And after b takes c3, d takes c4 is actually supposed to be good for black. After knight g4, after queen g4, knight f6, then queen takes c7, rook g8. This is completely a mess, but I'm gonna play some more calm move like knight e7. If he goes and plays e5, we actually transpose to the main line. So bishop d3, and I'm just gonna play c5 here, striking in the center. So my idea is of course to play c4. That's why in these positions, wow, he goes knight f3, and this is interesting because I can just play c4. He has to go back to e2, and then we can play d takes e4. Or maybe that's not was even the best move. Maybe just short castle was a good option for black. But anyway, this looks at least interesting. So he goes and plays knight g5, and I'm gonna play knight d5. My idea is just to collect this pawn on c3. So let's say he plays knight e4. We got this extra option of going f5, right? He takes on c4, and this gives me another choice. So I can just play e3, for example. e3 is actually extremely interesting. Wow, this e3 move is actually very, very good. Since if he takes on d5, we can just take on g5, and then there is a double attack. So I mean, the bishop on d5 is actually attacked. So maybe he can go bishop f3. It's not that bad for him, right? What about if I just play queen c7? He can take on d5. He can take on d5 actually, and e takes d5. This cannot be bad for black again. So yeah, let's play this queen c7. So after bishop takes c5, queen c3 is not good because of bishop d2. But after bishop d5, I can just take with my pawn back, and then just go h6. This knight actually hasn't got a room, hasn't got a proper room, so it's got to go to h3, and then after which we can take on h3 with my bishop, ruin his pawn structure. Yes. Queen h5 now, it's not a problem because h6 and f7 is protected with the queen on c7. Kuzma in the chat is suggesting queen h5. So queen h5 is he goes bishop b3, and I think I can just play queen c3, bishop d2, queen d4, and then he's gonna go short castle. Yeah, but I think we got to take it, right? Give me your pawns, baby. Queen c3, he's got to go bishop d2, and now queen to d4. He can go short castle here, but then h6 is actually a good move. Since he cannot go queen h5, I mean he can, but then there is g6, right? If I'm not wrong, so he's got to go to h3 with the knight. It goes c3, but that's another pawn for free or not? No, not really, because after knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, knight e4, and this is actually pretty dangerous. So maybe, just maybe, queen e5. And then he's got the move f4, but actually that's not a problem because I can just retreat my queen to, for example, to f5 even. But then there's g4. Well, it's not that simple, this position. Yeah, let's just play queen e5. If f4, we can just go to c7 after knight e4, short castle. And still, after f4, we can just take on f3, right? We can just take on f3, but we're giving him a lot of tempi, right? The other option is just to play queen f5 after g4, queen g6. He's got f5 again. He's got f5, and this is getting very, very messy. So I'm just playing queen c7, and after knight e4, we can just go and go short castle here. Still, he's got a nice compensation since he's got the bishop pair, but still, I think black is on top here. c4, and opening this diagonal for the bishop, and yeah, that's actually a nice idea. So I'm just gonna play knight e7, and maybe he's got this move bishop b4 that could be quite annoying, but still rook d8 solves more or less the problem, since after he removes the queen, I don't know if he's got to remove the queen. That's the problem, because after rook d8 he can just play bishop d6, right? I think we are in trouble somehow again. So I need to focus here a little bit. I'm playing quite bad today. So rook d8, bishop d6, and we can just play queen a5, for example. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. So let's play rook d8, and after bishop d6, he goes queen g4, and now my idea was just to go knight f5. This knight here does an amazing job. The problem is he's got this knight f6 move, which is at least annoying, right? The other possibility is just to go king h8, but this is getting very, very tricky. So, and the other option is of course to go knight c6, but then bishop d3, knight c6, knight f6. Wow, this is getting very dangerous. Okay, let's play knight f6. After knight f6, knight c6, sorry. After knight f6, king h8, and well, knight f6, only move is king h8. Well, I could also go to f8, but king h8, and this is getting extremely dangerous. Knight h5, and now this is the move I wanted to play here, or even knight g6 as well looks at least interesting. Yeah, let's play knight f5, but then bishop c3. Oh my god, let's play knight f5 here. This is getting extremely tricky. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. So he goes bishop c2. We can go knight cd4. After bishop takes f5, knight takes f5, bishop c3, and then we can always go rook g8 to protect the g7 pawn. But of course there is a lot of danger in the position. So knight a5 here. What are we gonna do? Rook d1. Let's just collect this guy here, or jump with my knight to d4. This looks even better. So different tricks in the position. Now I'm attacking this bishop on b3. He's got to go to a2 probably, and then we can try to develop our pieces, for example by playing bishop d7 at this point, but then bishop c3 is gonna come. That's actually pretty annoying. So I don't know what to do. Whew. Yeah, let's play rook g8. After bishop c3, we can go queen c5 here. Again, a lot of troubles in this position for me. 40 seconds only in the clock. So I am also threatening to go knight e3 here in this position. Yeah, knight e3 is coming. Knight e3 is coming. That's it. Knight e3. Knight e3 is coming. And then the queen hasn't got a proper square. So if he goes to g3, and there is boom on e2. He has to go to h4, and then we can collect this rook on d1. Or we can give a check on e2. The next move is a check on d2, so that's not a problem because there is knight e2 in the next move, winning the game on the spot. So he's got to resign soon, if I'm not wrong. And there's no square where the queen can come. Yeah, knight e2 check. That give it that to me. Knight takes e3. Boom, 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 boom. Knight takes e3. Give me that to me. And now there is a triple attack here. I don't know how many attacks even in this position. I'm just gonna take on d1 probably. And I have to make sure that I don't lose on time here in this position. I only got 33 seconds. Let's just collect this guy here and then play bishop d7 pretty fast. We got to play fast chess here. And then I want to make sure that he doesn't give me checkmate on this diagonal. So c5, just gonna play c6, bishop c6. Now I'm gonna bring my rook to d8. Very quickly in order to exchange a pair of rooks and then to enjoy my my superiority of material. So yes, bishop d1, queen e5. Yeah, I love this queens off the board since we are on top. As I told you many times, this is precisely the idea, right? To exchange everything possible. Now rook d2. Now rook takes e2 is the next move. Give that to me. Give me that to me. And yeah. So we managed to survive in this game. I don't know even how. Let's collect this and knight rook h4. Now all the pieces are unprotected. So we're gonna win the game. Still don't know how, because let's collect all the pawns just in case. And this should be thanks for the game. Okay, so for example, let's play against
let's play against Aurora Chess, one player from Germany. Yes, are you there, Aurora? How am I so bad playing the guitar, man? Okay, so she's not there, so let's keep playing. For example, against Koinonia. And nothing else matters. Yeah! Okay, this is the Philly Dot defense, one of my favorite openings. I know it's not played in the league tournaments, but anyway, it's pretty interesting. And the good news is most of white players doesn't know much about it, so they're gonna put you in a lot of trouble. So yeah, knight bd7. Now the main line is bishop c4, since this is an extremely weak point target, the f7 pawn. And so bishop e7, he goes bishop g5. It's possible, of course, based on the main line. And yeah, bishop e7, short castle. Black's plans that are normally related to expand all our pawns on the queen side by playing c6, b5. And now that he has gone long castle, it's even more interesting, right? So we are not only gaining space, but we are also aiming to hunt this beautiful king here. And b5, a5. Also b4 is now a threat, so he should take in account that e4 is actually unprotected after b4 is played. So he's got to go maybe bishop d3. He goes h4, which gives us the option of collecting the pawn on e4. And this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, give it that to me. And yeah, g4, as Kuzma is suggesting, is pretty interesting against the Philly Dot. But it's not winning. It's very complicated. I played that against. I played that with black many times, and it's not, of course, not losing for black or something like this. But it's pretty dangerous line. So you're gonna play the Philly Dot, you better check that line. You better check that line if you wanna save your ass until you grow up in proper conditions. Just check that line with g4. So now knight e4, and after bishop e7 there is knight d2 intermediate move, so he should move the queen. And yes, not so sure, maybe it was not pretty accurate to play this knight e4, since now he can take on e5 in the next move. Well, I didn't like my approach to the position. I can take on g5, and after h take, queen b6. The thing is, I don't want him to give me checkmate on h4 or something like this, but still I think I can hold it. So let's just try to survive in this position. I mean, if we manage to survive, we'll win the game because we are a pawn up. But my plan is after h takes g5, then up two options. One is to play queen b6. That was my first idea. So after queen e4, well, this is extremely dangerous. I need to take. I need to be really careful in this position, so I don't want to lose straight away here. What am I doing actually? Well, I'm gonna play g6, so there are no queen e4 or queen d3 with double attacks. So it goes knight e5, and then I was even thinking that I can take on g5. That was the whole point of this g6. So he takes on e5. Now bishop takes g5. It's actually at least interesting, right? Someone is asking about books in YouTube channel.
So, well, let me think, because this is an extremely hard position. But I think knight f6 solved my problems. Well, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't solve anything. Wow, this is getting again very, very, very messy. So knight f6, rook d8. Wow, this is so beautiful. So knight f6, rook d8, rook d8. And then rook d1 is unstoppable. You follow me? You feel me? You feel me? So knight f6 stops the checkmate on h7, and after rook d8, then bishop a3 is actually losing a piece because of rook f8 intermediate. But after knight f6, rook d8, I think white kind of moved the queen to a place where he can stop rook d1, right? And then the bishop on g5 is also doing an excellent job, since knight c1 is not possible, right? So knight f6, I think we're saving the position with this move. And after rook d8 is extremely nice. So queen f3 doesn't work, queen d3. Okay, he has to return the queen back, and we're 2 pawns up, or 1 pawn up, sorry. Maybe he'll even get the pawn back by taking on c6, but black's position would be good in that case. So let's see. As I'm telling you, I don't see any alternative. Maybe I'm blundering and he's gonna give me checkmate in 2 moves. But as far as I can see, as I can calculate, this is interesting. Yes. Okay, this is actually not the best move. He should have played queen d3. This is just an exchange up for us, and I don't see even how it's gonna stop this rook d1. Maybe he's got to go knight d3, but then yeah, this is of course much better for black. So we are happy, cause I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a round is on the roof. Cause I'm happy, what are you gonna do? Cause I'm happy. So bad, you know. I never learned the lyrics. It's also hard for a Spanish, you know, to listen this kind of lyrics. So let's play rook d1 check. So it's gonna go king b2, and now we can just play bishop f6, just pinning this knight here, and knight d2 is knight d2 is actually a huge threat here. Since rook b1 is checkmate, and then the bishop on f1 is attacked here. So yeah, he goes knight c1, and for example, yeah, knight d2 should be good enough to win the game, since there's no way of protecting this bishop on f1, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, they were talking about books in the YouTube channel. One book that I always recommend is Chess for Zebras from Jonathan Rosen. I think it's pretty interesting. And the 7 Sins in Chess. So this is checkmate. Who's your daddy? Pepe is your daddy. Alright. So one more game and we are leaving. Let's play one more game. For example, against... I want a tough game now. I want to suffer in this game. For example, Ril. Ril is one FIDE master from my region in Spain, from Andalusia. He's pretty talented, so, and we played several games here, so at least 18. You see the score is 11-7 for me, but it's gonna be hard. Okay. d4, knight f6, and let's play the King's Indian. g6. Oh, he goes for the fianchetto. Let's just play d6 and knight b d7 here. So c4 is the move, knight c3, and now e5. And there is a lot of theory here in this line. e4 or h3 are the both options. I'm gonna play a6, aiming to go b5 because white actually cannot take on b5 because there is some bishop a6 at the end of the line. So b4 is the move normally here in this position. So he takes everything on e5, and he's gonna play b4 maybe, or queen c2, but he goes and plays rook e1. Let's just play c6 here. If he goes queen d6, we can just go queen b6, for example, and then we're gonna kick this queen from d6. He goes bishop d2, and now queen e7. This is the natural square for the queen here. a3 and bishop b7, for example. We got different interesting squares here for our knight. For example, one of them is the c4 square, so I'm just gonna try to occupy it by playing knight b6 and aiming to go knight c4, aiming to win the bishop pair, so knight c4 here, and he goes bishop c1. He created a nice maneuver to hide the bishop on c1, and now just rook d8. Just this position should be more or less okay for black, right? I'm not so sure about he wants to take on c4, but looks like. So let's just return our knight to, for example, to b6. Maybe now he can just go bishop e3, for example. And yes, now I like white's position, since I started doing some strange things. But anyway, I found this nice route for my knight. Knight a8, I want to go knight c7, I want to go knight e6. Okay, yeah, now there are a lot of troubles here. But for example, we could try to play knight d7. It's gonna double rooks on the d file. But then, yeah, it's getting very tough. This is getting very tough again. All the games today. Maybe that's not the best move, because I can try to go f5 here. Yeah, let's try to create some mess in the game. He takes f5, g takes f5, and now he's gonna play f4. Okay, he plays knight b3, so f4 is possible. F4 is possible? Take everything, and there is some queen f6 later. Let's just play f4 here. I don't know what's going on. f4, he goes bishop c5. Now, give me that, 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 give me that. Now bishop c8. Bishop c8, protecting this e6 squared, which is pretty important in this game. Wow, so let's just bring this knight back to the action by playing knight b6. And now I want to remove my king from this diagonal, which is pretty dangerous. So let's just play rook takes d8, rook takes e1. He wants to exchange everything. Let's just try to attack here by playing h5. Rook takes e8, queen takes e8. Oh, he goes over there. And what's going on? I would love to play queen h4. I would love to take here and playing queen h4. So let's just play knight c4 here. He takes on c4. Well, he can take on c4, basically. He can take on c4, and this is getting very, very dangerous. So let's play queen h4. I don't know what's going on. Queen c4. I can just go king h7 or king h8. Let's go king h8. He can play queen f7 actually, and this is getting very, very, very dangerous. I can take on g4. Yes, I can take on g4, queen f7, then queen check, king h7, queen takes c8, g takes f3, and this is pretty double-edged in the last game here today in the Banter Blitz. He goes and play knight d3. It's time to collect some pawns here. Give me that. Queen takes h3, now f3 is hanging, so he should also defend that pawn. Bishop takes e4. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe he's gonna give me perpetual. I have to avoid this. I'm not so sure if he's gonna manage that. So queen takes c3, queen c8 now. Wow. This is gonna be perpetual. I mean, at least for him. Okay. So queen e8. I got bishop f8. Queen e6. No, it doesn't work actually. So yeah, this is gonna be perpetual. Well played by Real. Maybe he wants to beat me. I should pay attention to this. Queen h5, king g8, queen e8, and we could try to keep playing. He thinks a lot. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna play bishop f8 and then try to flank him, right? And then try to flank him. Let's just try to flank him. Bishop f8. Oh, he blunders. 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 I don't know. Check, 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 check. Queen e4. Now there is not so many checks. Okay, let's just try to play. Let's try to play. Let's try to play. Let's try to play. Give me that. 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 King e4. Attacking the knight here. So let's just try to give me that pawn. Give me that pawn. King d4. Ay, 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 ay. This is getting very dangerous. Bishop c5. And now I'm just gonna play bishop a7. I'm gonna have to make the draw here. And yes, that's the draw. Okay, he doesn't want the draw. Okay. Thanks for the game. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. For me, it's always a pleasure to be here with you. So yes, I'll be with you soon, probably. Just I don't know if playing Banter Blitz or doing some video analysis. But anyway, I hope you're having an amazing time with your family and friends. I hope everything is fine, and see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.